Hello. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be going through my September budget. I'm going to go over our income, which is new and amazing, and we're going to go over our bills, expenses, and what we're going to put away towards savings at the end of the month. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then stay tuned. To all my new subscribers, hello. I think I gained like 40 or 50 subscribers since my last video, so thank you guys so much. I'm so glad you found something you are interested in watching. Hopefully you would like to continue along this journey with me, and I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much. And of course, to all my returning subscribers, hello. Leave me a comment down below so I know you stopped by. All right, so check out my new weekly budget thing. I made this on Canva, believe it or not. I just took some tables and found some cool shapes, and I really liked the neutral colors of it all, and I just made my own little weekly budget sheet. For those of you who don't know, we just moved into a new house, and we are still slowly but surely unpacking everything, so all of my stuff is everywhere. So I actually created this at work, and I used my work printer to print this out. So I created weekly budget sheets that I'm going to use to go through my September budget. I also created these cool expense tracker sheets so I can write down everything that I spend for the month. I have the date, the category, the description of what it is, anything I add or subtract, and what the rolling balance is. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I also made a sinking fund tracker. So I have a place to put your fund, the starting balance, and then you have like a tracker of any time you add or take away from that specific sinking fund. And I did something similar here with a debt tracker. I don't know if you know this, but I am consumer debt free. If you haven't seen my last video, you should go check it out. I'm gonna leave it linked up there. But basically, we sold our home and we paid off all of our consumer debt. I'm talking credit cards, I'm talking cars, I'm even talking about my braces and outstanding doctor bills, all gone. The only debt we have left is our mortgage and student loans. So this would be a little debt tracker I would use for probably my different student loans. Like I think my overall student loan balance is like $33,000, but that's made up of a whole bunch of small loans. So I would use this section to keep track of a specific chunk of that student loan. And then of course, a savings tracker. I don't really use this too much because we really just have one savings account to put everything in. Also, I could use it to keep track of different savings challenges. That's a good idea. Anyway, so I created a whole bunch of these little things. Thought they were super cute. If you are interested in them, let me know. I might add it to my Etsy shop, which I have an Etsy shop. Did you know that? So you can download them, you can use them on your iPad, or you could print them out and use them at home. And I also sell different budgeting stickers if you are more of a sticker person and like to lay those down in your notebooks. So yeah, if you're trying to get started on your budgeting journey, really all you need is a pen and paper. But some people like to have it super decorative and fun. Me, I'm one of those people. And so when it's nice and pretty, I like to go back and look at it. That's just my reasoning anyway. So yeah, enough talking, enough chit chat. Let's get into the budget. So September is a 4-week month for my family. I like to budget from the 25th to the 25th of every month because my husband gets paid once a month, and that is always on the 25th of every month. So if I am starting September on August 25th, that means this very first week of September is a little bit longer than a week. The 25th of August to September 3rd, it ends up being around 10 days, I want to say. Something like that, but it's a little bit longer than a week. So because of that, you'll see that I've made some adjustments, but we'll get into that when we get into that. So zoomed in super close, so I hope you can see. Okay, so I started filling in some of the actuals because some things came in or bills came out, But just budgeting, I thought my husband was going to make $4,927.98. His paycheck was a little bit more, and my paycheck, I thought I was gonna have $1,891.27. It was actually a penny less than that. I do bake as sort of a side hustle. I like to do cookies and cupcakes and cake pops and those sorts of things. I usually do custom orders for birthdays and weddings, but occasionally I will do a craft fair where I make a whole bunch of goodies and I go to the fair, set up a table, and I just sell the things that I bake. So I knew I was gonna bring in something, but I wasn't gonna budget for that. I ended up making not a lot in this craft fair. Not a lot of people showed up. It was a rainy day where I was. I don't know, there wasn't a very good turnout. So I like to put 25% of my earnings back into my bank account. 25% goes into tax purposes, and then the remaining 50% will go back into my business as sort of a supply fund. So if I need to replenish and buy more things like flour and sugar and cupcake liners and all those things. So that was my take-home pay for the craft fair, $44.96. In total, I budgeted us to bring in $6,819.25. So I bring that down to bills. Notice I don't have a debt section anymore. Eee, so exciting. Okay, so for bills, we have my daughter in a new daycare, and in this daycare they charge weekly instead of monthly. The previous daycare you paid, I think in total it was around $680 or something a month. This one charges $200 a week, so in a 4-week month it'll be $800. So it's significantly more, but the old daycare I was driving way out of my way to drop her off and pick her up. So really the money that I'm saving in gas and time, I'm more than happy to pay the little bit extra. So with $200 a week plus a $100 registration fee, I thought it was going to be $300. And then when I paid online, there was like a $25 online fee. So it was actually not $25, 25-cent online fee. So it actually ended up being $325. This is our very first mortgage payment for our new home. And this is a huge one. Oof, we have to pay $2,497.67. And that it's a blow to the chest, you guys. This is way, way higher than what we are used to paying. And I actually have a little breakdown of how we're going to make it work. So our old house payment was $686.14, which I know is absolutely unheard of nowadays. But we bought our home about 7 years ago. We got a really low interest rate, and our home was actually very small. It was our starter home. It was something that worked for us at the time as 2 single people. But so because of the size of the home and when we got it, that was our mortgage payment. And now that we moved into a new home, which is about double the size of our old home, and in today's market, so our mortgage payment is so much more. I wanted to calculate and see what we're looking at in terms of the difference in mortgage payment. We are going to be paying $1,811.53 more every month on this new mortgage. So where is all that money coming from? I wanted to break it down and made sure we had enough money before actually signing the papers to buy our home. Just wanted to clear that up. My husband is a high school band director, and so he gets paid not only for being a teacher and an educator, but he also gets a special stipend for all of those after school hours that he puts in for rehearsals, football games, and competitions. So this was at his old position, and then he did get a new job, which is part of the reason why we wanted to move as well, so he could be closer to his new job. And he also got a significant pay increase. He gets paid $4,928.44 a month. So that is a difference in payment of $1,408.63, an increase of income there. But as you can see, it's still not enough to cover this difference. Just because he has an increase in his paycheck, that still doesn't quite cover what we need to for our new mortgage. So where's the remaining money going to come from? This is where paying off all of our debt came in handy. So first of all, we sold our home, so we're not going to pay our old mortgage payment anymore, the $686.14. We paid off our Wells Fargo credit card, and we were paying around $290 a month on that credit card. That's completely paid off. My daughter's doctor bill, we were paying around $105. It was actually $104 and some change, but I just rounded up to $105. So that's gone. My car payment is gone because I paid off my car. My husband's car payment is gone. We paid off his car. And my braces payment is gone because I paid those off as well. All of those debts that we were paying every month, that was $2,017.88 for all of that debt, and now it is all gone. So if I add my husband's increase in income, plus all of that money we would have left over in our bank because we're not paying those debts anymore, we have an extra $3,426.51 that we didn't have before. And our new mortgage payment, if I subtract that, we have a difference of $928.84. So not only are we able to pay our new mortgage payment, but we actually come in the positive another $900. So we have an extra $900 to play with every month to go towards savings or putting extra payments down on our house, any sort of financial goal like that, which I think is absolutely wonderful. So I know this high mortgage payment shouldn't intimidate me, but it still does. But we can pay for it, we can. We do have trash pickup. They charge $34. I believe it's every other month for trash pickup. It's a private company. The city doesn't come to our house to pick up trash. So that's $34 there. And water, for our new home. We've been in this home for about a month now. And so this is what they're charging for a month's worth of water usage. That's $54.45, and that already came out. But all of our bills for this first week is $2,886.12. If I subtract that from our estimated income, we are left with $3,933.13. I then bring that over to the expenses category. These are what some people would call cash envelopes or variable spending. We started to use cash just so we could get a better handle on our spending, and we're kind of doing this weird hybrid of some of it is cash and some of it is not. For groceries, I usually give groceries and eating out a budget of $300 in total, and then we just kind of divvy out. I give more money towards groceries than I do eating out. But of course, because this is longer than an actual week, I decided to up the allowance of that. So I made our grocery budget $300 and our eating out budget $150. I'm hoping we're not going to use all of that, but I wanted to budget for that just to be safe. For groceries and for eating out, we do use our American Express credit card. And I know what you're thinking, why have a credit card when I just paid off all my debt? But we paid off the American Express credit card and it is down to a zero balance, and we are going to go back to our habits of using our credit card for everyday spending and then paying off the balance at the end of every week. That way we never carry a balance into the next week. We were doing really well for about a year or so doing that. But then back in April, that whole downward spiral, that whole last minute Japan trip, all of those things, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check out 2-3 videos ago, something like that. But anyway, ever since then, we accrued a lot of debt on that credit card, but now that debt is all gone. So we can use that for our everyday spending now. For my husband's allowance and my allowance, I usually give us $75 a week each. And mostly that includes like eating out and little snacks like that. That's at least what we use our allowance on. We're big foodie people. And this is what we use cash for. Otherwise, we will definitely tap, tap, tap and overspend. So because it's longer than a week, I upped our allowance to $100. And then for gas and transportation, because I have to travel so far for work, I have to fill up about once a week. And my husband doesn't have to travel as far, but he fills up about every week and a half or so. And with gas prices being what they are, if each of us fills up once a week, it'll be about $120. I'm hoping we don't have to use all of that, but there it is, just in case we both need to fill up. And I didn't anticipate us having to use these different variable sinking funds, but so far we have used them. So I wanted to write them down, mark that I budgeted for 0. And then when I close out this week, I'm gonna write down how much we actually spent in those categories. So far this week we did buy clothes. I did have to change my oil, so we used car maintenance. I bought things for my cat, and we did use things from our health sinking fund. So I'll close that out later. Our total budgeted expenses are $770. Subtracting that from what was left over, we have $3,163.13. That rolls over to our savings. Right now, I'm only going to account for our Save and Go account. This is something that we didn't sign up for. It just comes with our Wells Fargo savings account. And basically, anytime you swipe your debit card, or if any automatic payments are withdrawn for different bills or things like that, they take a percentage of what is taken out of your checking account, and then they automatically move that to your savings account. I like it because it's usually not a lot of money. Like I estimated $2 for this week. It usually ends up being around $1 or $2 per week, which is really nothing, but in a long period of time, you end up saving a lot of money. So it's a good little program. Anyway, so I estimate we're going to have $2 this week go to our savings account. So just a little $2. If I subtract that from what's left over, we have $3,161.13 to roll over into week 2. So week 2, we're back on track. We're back to a regular week. So our expenses, you'll see I have adjusted accordingly. So we just have the rollover from week 1, and then I do anticipate our American Express rewards to come in. This is really the reason why we use our American Express credit card, is because we get cash back for whenever we use it, and it ends up being around $150 a month. So hey, I'll take $150 extra dollars. That's fine with me. So that means we're going into week 2 with $3,311.13 worth of income. We got a lot of bills coming out this week. So again, my daughter's daycare, $200 for this week. We have a Spotify subscription. We have our phone bill. We have Amazon Prime subscription, a Google storage subscription. Our car insurance comes out this week. And then my Apple storage of 99 cents. We did get a bill for the water for our old house. This actually accounted for maybe the last week or so that we were there. So this is a pretty low bill, all things considered, but we do still have to pay for that week's worth that we did use. So all of our bills come to $560.68. Subtract that from our income, we have $2,750.45. So again, expenses are back to normal. I have $200 for groceries, $100 for eating out, making it $300 altogether for all food purposes. My husband's allowance and my allowance will be back to $75 each, and then again, $120 for gas and transportation. Now, from this point forward, I'm not gonna write anything down as far as this variable sinking fund categories, because I don't know. Usually those variable sinking fund categories, you can't really anticipate those sorts of things unless, like, I know for a fact we're going to spend out of a gift fund because it's someone's birthday. Those sorts of things like health, you don't really plan for. So anyway, so I didn't write those down, but if I do end up spending out of those categories, I will write it down and put 0 because I'm not budgeting anything, but then I'll write down the actual amount in the actual column. I hope that makes sense. So $570 is what I anticipate to spend out of expenses, and then that leaves us $2,180.45 left over. Again, Save and Go account, about $2 a week, so that means we're rolling over $2,178.45 into week 3. We have our rollover, and then I get paid. Again, I get paid every last day of the month and the 15th of the month. So here's where my second paycheck is going to come in. So altogether we have an income of $4,069.72. We have another week's worth of daycare, and then we have our internet for our new home coming out. So our total bills are $274.99, leaving us with $3,794.73. Our expenses are going to be exactly the same as week 2, 200, 175 each, and then 120 for gas. So it's the same expense amount of $570, leaving us with $3,224.73. The same $2 estimate here. So we're rolling over $3,222.73. We are whizzing by now. Okay, and the only thing we're working with as far as income is the rollover. So $3,222.73, another week's worth of daycare. The power bill for our current home, our Audible subscription, and then the power bill for our old home. Again, we lived in that old home for about a week, and then we did keep the power on when we were not living there because there were still some things that needed to be done to our house even though we weren't living there. Inspections, people coming to view the house before it was sold, those sorts of things. So we did have to have the power still connected and on. $88.56. Total bills, $464.30. That leaves us $2,758.43. Nothing special going on this week, so the same budget for all of those categories. $570 worth of expenses leaves us with $2,188.43. Now, in savings, I do have that regular $2 save and go I'm anticipating, but I'm also going to anticipate that I have to refund our variable sinking funds. What I mean by that is, I didn't think this week we would be spending from our variable sinking funds, clothes, car maintenance, kitty, and health, but we did. We ended up spending from those different categories. So now I have to replenish those variable sinking funds in order to make up the difference of what we spent here. I have no idea how much we are going to spend in variable sinking funds over the span of the entire month. This is what I anticipate I'll have to put back in my different variable sinking fund categories. And if we don't use all of that, that's great, but I just have it there. And I do have $1,000 that I want to put away to our emergency fund. Currently, we have $2,000 put away in our emergency fund. I know it's like a Dave Ramsey thing to have $1,000 in your emergency fund. And then once you reach that, then you're starting to save up a month's worth of expenses. Then after you reach that goal, you're trying to save up 3 months worth. Then after you reach that goal, you're trying to save up 6 months worth. So we've already reached our first benchmark with $2,000 in our emergency fund. And so I want to work towards that 1 month of expenses goal. And as you saw earlier, we are working with around $1,000 extra per month, just based off of paying off our debt and my husband's increase in income. So around that $1,000 that we are earning that's extra, I want to just go ahead and put that away towards an emergency fund. So with all of those savings taken into account, that's $2,102 put away. So we have a remaining balance of $86.43, and this will be like a buffer because some things might cost more, we might be over budget in some areas, and that's what that would be there for. I do not roll this over to the next month. Whatever remaining balance we have, I'm just going to chuck it towards the emergency savings for now. So that's it, guys. That's the plan for September. So far, so good. I can show you guys the expenses we've done so far. I've been doing really good keeping track of everything. I've even marked down things that are going in or out of our Wells Fargo account and things that are going in and out of our American Express credit card, and as soon as I pay it off, I put a little check mark next to it. So we're doing good, keeping track, paying things off when we're supposed to. And yeah, so I haven't quite tallied up everything in terms of like being able to fill in the actual amounts, because technically our first week of September isn't over yet. But once we reach September 4th, I'll go through my expense tracker and tally everything up, and I'll put things in these different actual columns. So yeah, so far so good. I'm feeling really good about this plan. I think we can do it. Nothing seems too far-fetched or out of the ordinary. And if we can put $1,000 away every month to our emergency fund, I mean, we're gonna reach that 1 month's worth of expenses goal like that. I am so excited, so excited. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. And I want to know, what do you have going on in September? What have you saved for? What are you planning for? Leave me a comment down below. So that's it, friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's been lovely. It's been lovely. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye-bye.